All right, guys, we are a month away from the Open officially. If you haven't signed up yet, registration is now open.
Every year over the past 12 years, I have data, my performance from every single CrossFit Open, going from overweight, just guy learning how to do this stuff, all the way to, now having won the whole thing 5 times in a row.
It's open season. Just do it. We're CrossFitters, that's what we do.
All right, you guys, the Open is coming up quickly. Registration is now live, so make sure you get registered.
CrossFit Games Open registration is live now. And if you don't want to be a couch potato like me, go sign up for the Open.
We'll see you on the leaderboard.
Use hashtag Team Proven if you want to join our leaderboard.
I'll see you guys on the leaderboard.
Your best days are ahead of you. You might as well give it a go. Give it a shot.
Get your butt involved.
We're CrossFitters, that's what we do.
My mic was muted. There we go. I was like, I don't want to cough in the middle of this commercial. Welcome back to Get With The Program. It's been a while.
I'm Captain America.
And along with me is Bill Grundler.
Wolverine.
Didn't even say my name. I just hit the button.
God, why is it like we miss a week and all of a sudden it feels like, God, we haven't done this like in 4 months?
Back
tough, man. Life gets in there.
Nobody caught the grammar in the title. I don't know. I don't even know if I think you're making a joke or will need to change. Yes, that's true. That's true. Welcome, everyone. I know it said we have a month of the Open. Good news, bad news. You have 15 days until the 2025 Open arrives. And there was an announcement earlier this week about when or where it is going to be and who, which we will talk about towards the end of the show. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of, which we tend to always somehow land on, programming of the Open in the CrossFit space. Bill and I have been, back and forth, the roller coaster of emotions of what the Open used to be, what the Open has become, both what you would like or not like, or what you've enjoyed or not enjoyed. I think we've landed in the last couple of years is like, the Open isn't what it used to be because the path to the games is definitely have changed. Well, it's changed again and has made the Open even more important.
I was thinking about this a little bit earlier. I'm like, okay, when the Open first came out, they first did it, it was like that first doorway that you had to kind of qualify through where, what's it going to look like and how are you supposed to design this online thing to make it be fair for everyone and stop people from cheating and all of those types of things. And it grew to be such a special thing. And then all of a sudden, then there were categories that were put in that where they went to scaled division. That changed things. Then they added a foundations division category to that.
Right.
That kind of changed things.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it went from we're going to take the top 10% out of the Open and advance on. And then it went to the 25% to advance on. And that was when we coined it the turkey trot of fitness.
Oh, yes.
And then also
the fitness fun run.
The fitness fun run. Yeah. Fitness fun run. And then we jumped from 25% qualifying out to 1% qualifying.
Yes.
And we wanted the Open to matter. And dang, dude. Like it matters now. It matters.
I think a positive there too is that we took taking the top 25% from the Open to quarterfinals, which was the next advancing stage, made the Open matter less than it ever has for the competitive athletes.
Yep.
Maybe more for a swath of people that would want to advance to quarterfinals. And now we're going back to the top 1% worldwide to advance from the Open to semifinals, whether you want to do it online or you want to do it in person. But the best part of that is when everybody's so worried about quarterfinals going away and, the top 25% was so important to me. It was something to train for. Here comes the Community Cup, where not only do 25% get to advance to the next stage, 100% of you get to advance to the next stage. And within that next stage are levels for you to aspire to go to. Oh, you thought making the top 25% was cool? Well, guess what? If you make the top 20, you are a pro in the Community Cup. And then below that, more people get to play and the people they're playing against. And below that again, and again, to where every single person who does the Open and you log a score for 3 weeks gets to advance to the next level where there are current levels within that stage. And I feel like people are losing sight of quarterfinals going away and do not really give the Community Cup its opportunity to be even better than it's ever been.
When the Community Cup came out, I will be the first to admit, my first reaction was like, oh, please. Like, really?
Right.
I just,
So was I.
I did
So
not,
was I.
I didn't see the worthiness of it, I guess, really, until, you have to come back and start looking at like what the Open is. And yeah, spin the top 1% for the top to the top.
We'll get
Yes,
to
that's
that.
easy. Like, I get it.
We'll get to that.
But
That's a good comment.
the
We'll get to that.
quarterfinals, all that did was gave the competitors the people that are competitive in your gym a chance.
Right.
I was doing a little video that I was going to post on my gym's Instagram page, just to kind of fire people up to get them in the Open and have that sort of a feel. And as I was saying, as it's coming out of my mouth, that like, okay, you do the Open, you get on the leaderboard, that grants you a chance to do this other competition, where now you aren't competing against the best, you're competing against your people. Because what happens in the gym? Every time someone comes in the noon class, they know who's at the 5:30, 6:45, the 9 class or whatever, the person that they gauge off of, and that's their gauge. Now you put those people in the same competition, and they get to do that. And I think what is going to be, and I hope, and I don't know exactly what's going to look like, but I really hope that what it looks like for each one of those levels, that they get their correct version of that race, so that now I hope, and I really hope this is the case, there is not a scaled division, there's not a foundation division, in that you get your level, so you have your race. Whatever that's going to be. Whatever it's going to be. And you get to go, you get to do that one. So again, you are tested at your range with other people. So I really honestly see the Open as the test.
Yes.
And the Community Cup is your chance to compete.
Yes.
Is to compete.
Right.
Which I really honestly think that, like, the more it comes out of my mouth, the cooler I like it.
Right? Every time I talk
shocked.
about it, I was with you, because when Community Cup first came out, I just thought, oh, cool. Another all-inclusive participatory participation trophy competition to trick everybody into doing something extra and be like, no, it's okay, quarterfinals are gone, we've got the Community Cup. And I was like, man, this sucks. And then I started talking about it, or talking with you, or talking with people at HQ on the affiliate side. And the more I talk about it, like I'm with you, is like, this could be, and we posted about this, is that this could be the best thing for the worldwide CrossFit community ever, outside of the original Open, when it was, well, the original Open was 6 weeks, but
Right.
7 weeks. And the classic 5-week Open days, which gave everybody a massive opportunity to test themselves over the course of 5 weeks, where a very small percentage of people would advance to regionals, which were in person, and then so on and so forth. The potential of the Community Cup, not just here, and hopefully they'll stick with it and see it through, whether they perfect it this year. The potential for this is so great, because everybody's so attached to quarterfinals and it going away, but then we forget that you get the same opportunity to compete again. What's even better is that it's not just after the Open is over. You learn something from the Open in the test of which you said, and then you have 10 to 12 weeks to train based off the information you get in the Open, and then compete again against like-skilled athletes from the Open, where maybe I was in the 79th percentile, and I got a level 8. And I'm like, dang it, right? I really wanted to make pro. Well, I'm going to train and prove myself to myself come Community Cup, right? Compete against the, I don't know what it is, the intermediate division, based off the 8s and 7s they're compiling together. And then next year in the Open is like, I'm getting in the top 20%. I'm going to make the Pro Community Cup division with the 9s and the level 10s.
Right.
So
I just say, I think it's really, I mean, look at what the quarterfinals was. In all reality, even when quarterfinals was top 10%, I think Spin was the one that looked at the percentages of people that actually did. And I think it was only like 3%, something like that.
Mhm.
Then when they went 25%, I don't really think that they got 10%, because it's like, it was kind of like, it was almost like, what's the point? And I think that now there is a point. But what I really hope, what I really hope comes out of this is that now the tests of the Open,
Mhm.
again, and maybe this is because we're just programming just buffoons, but like all I do is I start looking back at like, okay, the Open now, don't be stupidly all-inclusive. Okay, this is fluff for everyone to do, because what I want is I want to know that if they have ring muscle ups in it, that okay, there's a difference, and you could almost be, if you got 10 muscle ups in this workout, you're up at this level.
Yes.
You only got 5, you're in this level. If you got 1, that's a distinctive change between this level and that level. And I think that that's big.
It's huge.
I think that that's a big deal, which again means that the programming for the Open part is going to be really important, which makes me very nervous, which thus my text back to you about it yesterday, that like I'm excited, but very nervous.
Yes, which is why we wanted to get back on here and go through our thoughts of the upcoming Open. While we're doing it, folks, you can see the QR code on your screen. If you haven't signed up for the Open and you're on your computer, click that, scan it. We've already seen a couple people scan it so far. Right? And Real Matthew, live on the show.
Boom.
In the Open, year 9. Matt Burns, live on the show, year 14.
Boom.
Year 14. So that's the live Open show signups tracker is now up to 2. Now up to 2.
Look at that.
So thank you guys for signing up. If you do sign up while you're live watching with us on the show, drop us a comment that you signed up and let us know what year you're in. I'm signed up. It's year 15 for me. Bill, have you?
No, I haven't yet. I'm going to. I'm getting there.
Barbell Spin, I don't know why there's 2 QR codes. I haven't yet quite perfected which one to scan, but scan the blue one that says CrossFit Open on it. If you guys are watching, thank you, Spin. As always, your support and commentary is appreciated.
You know what it is? If you're colorblind, so you can't see the blue one, but you can see
the
black
one under me. Don't do the one under Bill. Don't do this one. Where am I? Oh my gosh.
Augustus. Yes, you should right now.
Should I do it right now? Yes. Do it. Come back. Bob, the community cup makes sense now. Yes. Look, they have not done a good job of explaining the community cup, right? But it is, it is going to be great, because the thing that everybody wanted was for the quarterfinals, like, oh, I have something to train for. It's like, and then what? Right? Like, you're going to be at a dead end with everybody else other than the ones that are going to the games. So, like, where was the path of training and progress in the Community Cup? It's just, there's so much meat on the bone of potential there.
Well, I just like that. If we keep saying that the Open is the test, that's your annual fitness test, to see where you are, to see what you've done, to see, how your either year of barely holding on has gone, or that you've really put some effort into getting double unders or toes to bar or ring muscle up or whatever. And now you don't have to wait a year for that, because that's a long time. There's a lot of things that can happen within a year. So now if you have here is my start to get vetted to my competition, if I want to compete. And I think that now, whether we say we do or not, I mean, there's a lot of people that are like, look, I'm not in this to be in the games. No, I get that. Doesn't mean that you don't want to compete. The whole reason we have the whiteboard is because men will kill themselves for one more rep if they're going back to back with someone. That was what Glassman found.
Yep.
That's why we have the whiteboards. That's why your name is written up there every single day when you're in your affiliate. That is the reason. So Now you get to do that against the people that you're already picking out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That secret person that you see every single day. It's like, thank goodness for the 5 a.m. and the 5:30 a.m. classes.
Yep.
Because they are the ones that set the tone. It's like, oh, John does this. That means I should be able to do.
Yes.
Gianna does that. That means I should be able to do.
That's the best
Now you get
part.
to do it. It's awesome. And now it gives you something to do. It gives you something to look forward to instead of having to wait a whole year.
Yeah, being
I think that's
competitive. Being competitive should just be a normal of your everyday life.
You are competitive. Don't say you're not.
Right.
Everyone's competitive.
You don't mean just like sports or professional sports or the games, right? Like we just mean being being competitive means I am unsatisfied with where I am right now. I want to be better tomorrow. And even if it's great. Yura signed up year 3 for me, hoping around the top 20%. Last year, 31%. That's exactly what we're talking about at the Community Cup.
Yep.
And Bill talked about a year being a long time between open to open, right? 10 weeks, 12 weeks between open and Community Cup is also a long enough time to where you can see improvement between the open and Community Cup, which is another great thing to work through. And for all you coaches and programmers there, what an opportunity to prove your worth to your membership. I was like, hey, listen, I know you were here, but like, look how you crushed quarterfinals. Live open tracker is up to 3 now.
Boom.
Up to 3. So it's great. I'm excited. That all being said, right, with all the positive what could be in the open, which should involve all of you guys watching. I hope all 114 of you are on the leaderboard. Minus Bill. Bill will.
I will get there.
Bill will be there soon. But or you're on the fence. And listen, if you're on the fence, jump in the pond. Right? Like the water is fine. Why? Because just like I work out early now, and the second my alarm clock goes off and I get out of bed, the next thing that I want to do is go back to bed. Like I wake up thinking, I can't wait to go back to sleep tonight. And I don't want to get up, and I don't want to drive to the gym, and I don't want to work out. And then on my drive home from all of those things that I didn't want to do, I'm like, this is the best decision I ever made. I'm so glad I woke up and I did that. Like I want to take a video of myself driving home and like, listen, Chase, I know you just got up. It's 4:30 in the morning. Yep, it sucks, but I'll let you know, I'm on my way home from the gym that you don't want to go to. Best decision you ever made. Your day is going to be great. Like no one ever regretted signing up or working out in the morning, barring like, you got horrifically injured or something. But like, that's, And
I think a lot of people, if they're getting hung up on, the money thing, and that seems to always be tossed out there. And I get it. What am I paying this $20 for?
Yep.
How many fun runs, how many half marathons, how many triathlons, how many whatever have you paid for that? Like you paid for that. Why wouldn't you pay $20 for this?
And what did you get from that fun run?
Right. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Like you could do the fun run for free. You could go and do it anytime. Just like at a lot of the fields, you could do, a lot, like I know we do on Friday, all day, we're doing the open workout. We do our Friday night lights for the people that really want to kind of have the fun with it, but we run it through the class all day long. So that's what we do. So could you do it for free? Totally. But here's the difference. You are setting up a level of accountability for doing it. The fact that you're putting in that amount of money, which is nothing, really, I'm glad it's nothing. I'm glad it's not really expensive.
Yeah.
It now, if you have something going on that maybe you would normally miss the second Friday or the third Friday, now it's like, but I paid for it. I'm going to be on there. My number is going to be lower on the board. Not even that it matters. My number is going to be lower on the board. And also you're attached to it. You're attached to it now. And a lot of other people will be like, well, I don't want to go and just get my ass handed to me. There's an ego-ness to it. There's a I'm afraid of it. Do you remember the first time you came to a CrossFit gym? How long did it take you to get there?
Yeah.
It's that same fear, that same anxiety, which holds up a lot of people. And so throw your name in the ring, just step over the line.
Mm-hmm.
And make it count, and that will be your accountability to make it count, and that's okay. Like just Who cares what the outcome is? Just get in there and make it matter.
Yeah.
And then it's always there's always a positive to that. Always.
Yes. Augustus, thank you. I don't know why I'm thanking you personally, but Augustus is in the open. That brings us up to 4 for our live open sign-up tracker. Again, if you guys sign up during the show, scan this QR code, the blue one, and it'll take you right to Heather.
Cool. Boom.
Yes.
Heather.
You know why you're the best, Heather? Is because we were at 4, and if you guys have watched any of our shows, I live my life in 0s and 5s, and now because Heather signed up for her 2nd year, welcome back.
Nice job.
Welcome back,
Bryson. The open is way more fun if you're not that fit.
You're at 5.
That's not untrue, honestly. I mean, it's one of those things where like you do the workout, whatever it is, and then you're like, what's worse is when you're not that fit and you see a heat before you go and you watch the annihilation, everyone laying on the ground, and then you're like, shit.
Yeah. But then you're like, I'm not going to go that hard anyway.
Okay.
So. All right. We are at 5, marking Heather Reed's 2nd appearance. Make it 99 signups and leave it there. Jose, I hope your wrist does hurt. A comment like that. But yes, we're excited. Now, all that being said, the excitement for the Open is real. We're 15 days away from the 25.1 Open announcement, which just got released. We'll touch on that in a little bit. All that being said, with the grand scale of what the Open is, right? Everybody's at the starting line. Only some people get to the finish line as far as the CrossFit Games season is concerned. But all of us can advance to the Community Cup and let the chips fall where they may, where you can test yourself against your peers in June. Is that all that being said is that the programming, if we're going to take the top 1%, has to be on point. And I know there's another gentleman that will be joining us that also agrees to that sentiment, and that is Mr.
I don't hate what you do. I just look like.
Mr. John Young, hello, welcome. I might just leave that QR code there so nobody leaves, but
That's funny.
That's fine.
He was literally just saying, "Hey, look, we don't even need to take the QR code off. You can leave it here the whole."
No, you can leave it up. You can leave it up. It's all right.
Mr. John Young, thank you for welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you.
Hey, how's dadship going?
How is dad life?
I tell you what, she is sleeping less. She's a real baby now. Before she just, man, like whenever she slept, I slept, everything was all good. And now she has to sleep for me to sleep. And she's awake.
Yeah. That's
the best way to put it. That's the best way to put it.
What's the weeks now? What are we at?
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Ooh, that is early for the sleep thing to creep in. Don't worry, it gets way worse.
I think we're coming up on 4, but yeah.
Martin Loftus just signed up. John, have you signed up for the Open yet?
I have.
All right, John's in.
Good job, dude. Nice
You know who hasn't yet? It's this guy over here.
Me, I haven't signed
Bill.
up yet. I'm getting there.
Our live Open tracker, John, is up to 6 so far in this episode.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Right?
Dude, there's the owner of my gym hurt himself bench pressing like Torres pec, just doing what men in their 40s do, just having an ego and hurting themselves. And I said, Greg, listen, you're not gonna want to do this, but I promise you the gym will get behind you. I will get behind you. You need to sign up for the adaptive division.
Yes.
And then just do this thing with one arm and see. And like, I was like, I think you'll be surprised. There's this dude named Casey Acree. Listen, he's only got one arm, but I promise you, he's fitter than I am. And I'm really trying to get him to do the Open with in the adaptive division.
That's awesome. I did that 2 years ago.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Just see what happens.
I did that 2 years ago. I had shoulder surgery 3 weeks before the Open started in 2022. And now I didn't exclusively sign up for the adaptive division because I felt like, okay, I'm not
I was like, we're gonna go all in, Greg. I want you to be number one
Kevin
in
would
the
appreciate
world.
it. Yes, sign up either way, right? But I did sign up for just the general division, but I did the upper extremity events and modifications, and I got my ass handed to me.
Dude, it's crazy.
I didn't even make the first 50. And me and my hubris, I'm like, I wonder how good I am. And I'm like, apparently I'm not very good at all.
Dude, and I've even thought about, and like I might do this later, not now, because I'm only 30. I'm still kind of young, so I gotta be young,
Very young.
But the more and more good I do, and the less and less fit I get, I'm thinking, we joke that I have a little bit of tism sometimes. I'm thinking about signing up for the mental handicap division and doing a full Johnny Knoxville on it. And
God.
just seeing. Now listen, it's rich. If I don't get first in the Open,
That's true.
it's pretty freaking wild. And
Yeah.
I think we should praise that. You know what I mean?
That actually, you know what? Now that you at first I was going to pull back a little bit. I'm like, this is a John thing. I would just like everybody to know that John is going to sign up for the
He's trying to get
neurological
another
division.
soundbite, is what it is. He's trying to get another soundbite.
It has
Zach
crossed
Smith.
my mind.
Zach Smith is signed up. Zach, what year is this? What year is this for you? And that brings us to
7.
7 live signups on the show. 140 of you. Are 133 of you all signed up? Bill, there is a consensus in the chat that
I saw it.
it's you just, Bill, I don't know if you've seen this QR code, but if you use your phone,
Yeah, Bill, just do it. What are you doing?
I will cover John's face the entire time it takes you to sign up for the Open. Right? This is a win-win-win. Let me see if it tells me you scanned it.
I just
Remember,
scanned.
it's the blue one.
No, I did the black one.
QR code scan. I don't know if you guys see this on the shows, but we get a
Yes, I see it.
we get a notification that someone scanned the QR code.
That's amazing. That you
is
can
pretty
see
cool.
that.
Isn't that cool? 10 or 11? Zach, unsure. 10 or 11? All right. I'll do that up. So guys, Bill is currently signing up. Bill, is this going to be account number 1, Bill Grundler, the 56-year-old male? Or is this going to be Gil Brundler, who is signing up for the regular Open division?
Is that why you're putting it off, Billy, trying to figure out what you want to do with
Trying to
it?
figure out what I want to do, man.
If anybody would like to donate $20 to the show right now that we can give to Bill to register a second account so that he can compete with the Open class, because
Listen, Bill refuses to do lightweight. He refuses to do any type of scaling, and I'm all for it, man. Let that man be young. I'm all for it.
It's all it is for me. That's the thing though. For the Open, you guys, you do it for you, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like unless you're trying to get to the games, I'm just doing it for me. Craig,
That's what it is. Craig, did you sign up right now, or are you just announcing to the world that you are signed up? Both are fantastic. Both are fantastic.
But we would prefer the one if you just
before the run. But if you guys are watching right now, look at the swell of excitement we have for signing up for the Open. Bill's on his phone. Bill, have you?
I'm trying to.
Yes. But and then the one thing in the Community Cup is the age group division is in there somewhere, kind of tiered out, which is that year 1, it's not going to be a grand slam, but we're still hitting good, balls in play, is what I think. And so we're going to need a secondary profile for Bill.
There is something that I'm trying to make happen. I don't know if it'll happen. I'm hoping it happens. I think it'll happen. But I'm trying to convince Tyler and Spin for us to do the Open during the live announcement, or after the live announcement, me versus Tyler every single time. So it's
there you go. Your daughter is actually 4 weeks.
There we go. Yeah, she's around there. Me versus Tyler, like a Bo versus Roe versus Boz type of deal.
Oh, dude, yes.
So because again, Opens typically more cardio. I'm getting less fit. I honestly think I actually give the edge to Tyler. I really do, because if it's like last year, and I know we're going to talk about it, I think Tyler would beat me now last year. Does that make sense with last year's Open?
Yeah.
I'm 207 right now. We're
Bro,
big.
you were like 5
heavy.
pounds away from me.
Listen,
right now.
Operation 405 is in full effect.
I'm trying to pass you. Bob, thanks for the $20. Now, Gil Brunler will be on the leaderboard after Bill Grunler gets on the leaderboard, depending on how long it continues to take him to sign up for this. I would love a John Tyler.
And just a live stream like we did with Colton and Jake Berman on the 100 burpees.
Yes.
Like we wait 3, 2, 1, go. We have the live announcement, do their thing. We'll all tune in for that. And then as soon as they're done, me and Tyler are ready in our gyms. Go.
I love that idea. That would be fantastic.
Because I remember, like, I was always, obviously the pros are fun to watch, but I paid more attention to Roe versus Boss when I was getting into CrossFit because I knew they were a score that I could shoot for or I could be around, or like it was way more personable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think me and Tyler could be the modern day Roe versus Boss. Like,
I
Absolutely.
100%
It would be the
agree.
greatest thing ever.
100% agree.
different bodies.
It would be so fun. You guys, that would be such a good show.
I would love that. What are you going to call it?
I don't know, man. JY versus Tyler. I mean, if y'all want to figure out a name for it,
you guys throw some ideas in the chat. Bill,
I'm trying to figure.
I'm almost there. Almost there.
Okay. 152 of you guys. If you guys are just joining the show, we have a live open sign up tracker on the show while you're watching. QR code. Use the blue one. I don't know how to get rid of the black one. QR code. And Bill is currently signing up because he has yet to do it. John already did it. So, yes, these new chat graphics remind me of Super Bowl scoreboard. Oh, man, yes, Super Bowl scoreboard graphic. With the recent announcement of the 25.1 being at Mayhem, I wonder if we're going to get a Roe versus Boss. TY versus JY? Well, it's TW. Oh, there it is. Bill, you have to comment in the chat.
Let me get that. Let me get that up.
And the number of years that it has been. Please, we have rules. TY versus JY.
There's not.
Yeah, TW.
Yeah, it doesn't have a good ring to it. We need nicknames. I can be Big Papa.
Ooh, Heat 1 versus JY Barbell. There has to be like payoffs too.
Well, I mean, that's up to spin. You know what I mean? Like we're ironing out the details, but yeah. I would like to make that a thing, and we do it every year.
So once the open announcement is over, right? Streams off, spin comes online.
And then we're both at our gyms ready to rock. 3, 2, 1, go.
I like it. Let's see if we like it. Chad, it annoys me that people are all pumped to do the workouts but don't sign up. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's a weird thing. Oh, guys, Bill Grunler is in.
It's 15, right?
That is 15 years for Bill Grunler, and we are up to 8.
Boom!
Live open show tracker. All right, let's.
That's actually pretty good. Big Mama versus Big Papa.
Ooh.
I don't know if Tyler wants to be called Big Mama.
Well, I just figured since that was your term that would be you.
No. We all know I'm Big Papa in this.
It would have to
scenario.
Wait, hold on. It'd have to be thick thighs versus
big buys.
Something like that. Yeah. That's something it would have to be.
I don't know. I kind of like the Heat 1 versus JY barbell thing because we can kind of like sell our stuff.
Ooh, yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, Sally. Yes. Signed up year 5, 2 as a power lifter, 3 now as an official CrossFitter. That's fantastic.
I bet those 3 were a lot better scoring than the previous 2.
Probably. Throw a little running in there while you're a power lifter.
Ooh, Ovaltine versus Zen.
Ooh.
Ovaltine power.
Or you guys can get this could get sponsored by Zen, and this could be a moment of Zen.
Oh, dude, that'd be amazing. Yeah,
that would be.
I don't know if we have enough like name power for that. we're 2 guys that talk on the internet. We don't.
Hey, you never know. Thick thigh versus bald guy.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That is thick thighs for
America versus Nazis. I think I like that one.
That is. I mean, you guys are both like.
I was gonna say
Long-haired,
racist against
blue-eyed.
misogynist or something like that. You know?
Yeah, maybe. I technically in both of those terms, but somehow. But
Oh, all right. So the topic at hand that we're talking about is, does the open programming need to change with the changes that come from the season? And I feel like without a spoiler about anything is like the answer is absolutely. Right. The question is how and how much, because we know it's only 3 weeks. There's a lot that needs to be tested in certain ways to get the top 1%. And I know Spin was talking earlier, it's like the best of the best will advance somewhat regardless. But, we said in the description here is we want to make sure is that we have an appropriate test that, just like you see at the games, right? We don't want cuts at the games because we want to see how people rank 1 to 30. I know that's not the priority for Dave, and he said that before, is like, I'm trying to find the fittest person here. It's like, yeah, but the fittest field is also cool to see and ride along with.
It also makes sure, and this is my anti-cut thing, we go in that route, it makes sure that, like, if you're going to get your ass kicked by 30 people instead of just 10, that showcases that. So that's why I think that's important as well.
And so the question is, like, if you looked at last year's programming, I think we can all say with truth was that the most balanced, robust test of fitness the Open has ever presented? And the answer is no. And if you look at the top 1% going into 2025, I feel like we shouldn't have the same type of program because it was just filtering 25% to quarterfinals. So if that's all it was doing, because that's the only purpose of what the test was for advancement at the games season, is okay, yeah. If you can't make the top 25% with these events, then our fitness level isn't really there. Did you get tested with strength? No, but right, that came in quarterfinals. And quarterfinals was fantastic. Right? Quarterfinals is one of the better online program events they've ever had.
I think every year they've done quarterfinals, I've enjoyed the quarterfinal programming, like across the board, every single year.
Except for the first year.
What was the first year?
9,000 pistols and
see, I'm good
800,
at pistols.
800
My bias kicked in there, Bill. Yeah.
852,000 GHDs.
Mr. Mertens in the chat. I'm a little behind, but John Tyler would be awesome. Yes, it would be. Signed up. Oh, yes, John. Signed up for my 4th year, and God bless you. Why am I so excited? Because we went from 9 to 10, and my 0s and 5 life can continue.
I'm just thinking out loud here. I think Colton should come on the Spin and commentate with Spin.
Oh, dude.
As we're going on. So we got somebody way behind us in fitness and way above us in fitness.
Yeah.
Just talking about these two
and
jokers
someone just not
selling their soul. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
Hey, since we're getting into the idea of the programming, were you happy or sad that Dave unleashed the hint of we're going to have a repeat?
Ooh.
I'll go first on that. I'm happy because one, and Dave's pretty good at this, is it gets people talking about it. You know what I mean? And that's what we need, honestly, is we need more people talking about it. We need to get excited for it. And everybody wants to chip in what they think it is. People start training certain things. People start looking up what's the most common movements in the Open, and it's just more and more open. So I think it's a good thing. There's an endless amount of things it could be. Like you can't just dial it to one thing, of the Open workouts. It's not like it's impossible to guess. I guarantee you nobody ends up guessing at somebody nobody thought of, right? Except maybe JR will say it last minute and he'll get it. So I think it's a good thing.
Me personally, when I heard it, I was irritated. I was bothered.
Oh, really?
And,
really?
Yeah. And the reason I was is because it's just like what we said at the top of the show, how important the programming needs to be. So for me, if you understand how important the programming is and what it's really trying to do as far as like moving the top 1% through, that now you just took a third of the workouts and you took like the continuity of that, you took a third of that out. And that, not that there aren't good open workouts, there really are. I mean, there have been some great ones, and there'll be. I think that there are, with understanding what they're trying to do, I think that it will start to limit the type of workouts that it can be out of the open, because I don't think it could be something that is going to be. It's going to, if you're looking at like your stopgap type of events, if you're looking at your increasing weight type of events, if you're looking at those are going to be what we need, so that, well, especially if you're trying to get the 1% out and everyone else on that community cup roster, for those different levels, I think that it changes it. But I just, as a programmer, is like the creative in me with that was like, oh, really? Like, you didn't get all excited to be like, because it is kind of a new, it's a new.
So it feels
idea
like programming
for
a
the
max
open,
out in your competition. Is that kind of how you feel?
Yeah. It's I feel like it's a waste. It's a waste of a third of the event. You know what I mean? You only have 3 of them, but more than likely we're going to have a 2-parter in there. I mean, I can't see how we won't. That 2-parter is probably going to be a lift of some sort.
Don't you dare, JR. Put that in the universe.
I know you're not a fan of it, but it's not a good show.
I mean,
right.
It's one of the better open announcements there.
Just change the scoring. Just change the way you score.
Hey, guys, we haven't done this. And I don't mean to hijack the show. I feel like I'm.
Hey, that's what we're here for.
We're chatting it up.
We should do a bracket of open announcements.
I think we've done that.
No, we've done not announcements. We've done
workouts.
I'm
talking about straight up open
Ooh.
announcements, like the aura of it.
Yeah.
For instance, like 16.2, you're in this cold freaking barn of a building, and you got Dan Bailey and BKG going on. Not every open announcement has an aura or has memories behind it. 16.5, when you have Matt, Ben, and Rich going at it, and it's the first time Rich has ever been kind of beaten, where it's like, I can't do anything. I can't beat him.
Yeah.
And then you had Dave and Roe and Boz go right after that, and Dave's like, maybe I shouldn't have made this work.
That's one of the ranch.
Right.
Yeah,
But I'm saying, like, not every open workout has that. I think there was one with Spieler and Jason Kalipa that was a really, really good one that they were kind of neck and neck. It was a lifting one that nobody thought Spieler would have a shot.
Was that the Kosobar clean and jerk one?
Maybe. I don't remember which one exactly, but I remember there was a good race between Spieler and Kalipa that just seemed like it would be a race, and it ended up being a race. It was like a perfect combination of his pacing finally caught up with Jason's superior strength.
14.5 might be my number 1 seed.
Dude, it's an amazing one. Battle of the Champions, right?
Right.
And you got the comeback, and then the BS. Listen, I've unapologetically not been a Rich fan, but for some reason this year I have like 180 on him, man. Like I'm starting to love Rich. But he is so good at, like, when he does something to like capitalize on it to make it seem more BA than it was, right? Yeah. Sam went out hot, choked, and then he just kept his own pace, and that was it. But then here's that sound bite of him where it's like, well, then I had to beat her for America.
For America.
Like you know what I mean? Like, he's very good at making it better than what it is. And as props to him, it's a skill. But I like this. I think it'd be really fun to live down memory lane before the Open at some point.
All right. Oh, all
Barkley,
right.
get to work.
Dear Barkley. Yeah, we'll have to. We may need to whittle down, because usually, do you want it bracket style? Do we want?
I mean, I think bracket style is the best way. I don't know about you guys.
Style. Yeah. Now we got the challenge is
putting them in
doing
order.
a pre-ranking. Yeah. Prior to putting them in the brackets, because
we need an unbiased person to pre-rank it.
If there was only one person, that was the purveyor or curator of unbiased statistical information, second to no one in the space, it would be Apollo Apollo Analytics?
Yeah.
Apollo Analytics.
Oh, snap.
Uh-oh. That is awesome. Is there a
Gabe, you might need to do the adaptive division too.
Yeah, is there a postpartum division like within 3 months?
Hey, she did 17.1 the other day with
Dang.
with a lighter kettle with a 25, I think.
That's
Wow.
fantastic. Leslie, not only are you in for your 11th year, but you have become the 11th live open sign
No,
up.
I think that's what she was saying.
Well, okay.
Not her 11th year.
Well,
I don't think she's.
I know. I was like, dude, you've been doing this way longer than John. Number 11. Now I feel like that was personal, Leslie. You just wanted to offset the 10. Guys, you know what that means. I need 4 more, or I'm going to start sweating profusely because I needed it as it's a 5, 10, or 15 number to stay calm. If you guys don't want to look at John's entire face, CrossFit made a joke about, John, this is probably way before your time, but Wilson from Home Improvement
Totally.
talked behind a fence the entire time. So you guys can just stare in those baby blues for a little bit. Scan the blue QR code to register for the Open Live. Let us know that you signed up. Let us know what year this is for you, or lie to us like Leslie just did. So meanly to me. Hi, John's mom. That's not John's mom. That is John's wife. Although John's mom might be in the chat. I know his dad's in the chat. But we're at 11. We're at 11. So you guys click that. Okay, so for 3 weeks though, we'll get on the open thing. John, wonderful idea. Obviously, John's.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the tangent.
No, I love. This is what it's supposed to be. Nope. Whew. I almost got in trouble with the comment I was just about to say about podcasts, but I'm not. I actually I got nervous for a second.
That's okay.
Woo.
What did you say? Tutor's got a rope hanging from that rope.
Yeah.
Whatever he said.
Tutor who brings his
own rope
wherever he goes.
Bill had no idea what to say to that.
Yeah.
I couldn't say. I'm like,
Yeah.
yep.
There's a couple gems I threw out there for y'all's entertainment or not entertainment. You might hate it, which is why I like to do it even more. But okay, so 3 weeks. I think at its most basic level, something week like the progression of weeks. We saw it in the 5 week, right? Week 1 was always something everybody could do for the most part, of just like work capacity at its finest. And then as the weeks went on, that like week 3 to week 4, there was a huge separator workout where it had muscle ups or handstand push-ups or a wall walk or a handstand walk, something to where there was a clear divide of, all right, welcome to the test. Those who are advancing on will be tested in a different way. Those who can't do these things will have an awakening of, where they're at fitness-wise, which is the whole point. And for a 3-week open, if we are with the new system of 1% going on to semifinals and the community cup coming on, which I think helps this concept, is that we have a community cup. Every single person will have a sandbox to play in June. Every single one of you guys. So regardless of what is programmed, you will advance on. Now, where you level up or down, that's going to be dependent on your fitness level and performance. So have something in week 1 where everybody can do, but it's one of those just like work capacity burners of like, all right, how fit do you want to be today? Not necessarily are you, how do you want to be? Because 24.1 is a good example of that. That sucked on a level that I have not put myself into in a long time, and that's my own fitness fault. Yet everyone got their own taste of it, and most everybody, that's might be one of the more accessible open workouts ever programmed, and I thought it was very well done for what it was. Then we need something maybe longer in duration, right? We want to test both sides of the spectrum as far as time domain, but we need something in there like high skill gymnastics of a certain way do need to be tested. And I think something heavy, whether it's a 2-parter with the max or a stop gate increasing difficulty of weight, or even a stop gate increasing difficulty of gymnastics, where even in 3 weeks, everyone is going to get their due, right? Whether you can do it or you can do it. And I just think that format, even though it sounds so basic, is so necessary for excitement, engagement, tests, the season, community cup across the board. What would you guys like to see in 3 weeks?
I think you're pretty close on that. it's weird because I think about the movements, I think about what were the purpose of the Open this year and what it needs to look like, and I almost and this would part of me believes that they should all be stopgap at some point. One should be a stopgap of gymnastic skill. One should be a stopgap at weight, and another one should be stopgap at some sort of a metabolic something, whether it's rowing or whichever.
Have we
And
had
the
a
reason,
stopgap one with that before?
the which one?
Have we had an aerobic stopgap one before?
Ooh, no.
I can't. That's a hard one to.
That'd be a hard one to administer.
Right.
You just hit amount of cows on a rower or something. That's all it would be.
Yeah,
Just
just
shuttle
increasing
runs and
numbers.
cows row, and then you just
Yeah, that's-
increase shuttle
that's fair.
runs and rowing, and then until you can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But if they, well, actually, man, dude, the wall ball rowing one that I programmed.
Family affair. Layers.
There we go. There we go. All the youngs are in.
I don't know. He'll have to correct me. This might be the first year he actually signed up, so it's pretty exciting.
Larry, is this true? Is this the first one you
Usually he gets discouraged by the last few years. It's just all cardio bunny stuff, you know what I mean? He gets discouraged by it. But and I don't blame him. But I think this might be. I don't know. He might have done it before. They were in the CrossFit before I was. So.
But I think if they did it that way, you would get your top 1% to do what they need to do, but then you really would be setting up appropriately for your community cup people to get people and to keep people fired up about that.
Yeah.
If we're talking about wanting, just like what you said, John, about Dave firing people up and getting people talking about it, well, now it isn't that you are based in your community cup level only on a ring muscle up. It has all of these things that are intertwined into that. And I mean, like I think it was 23-3. It was the thruster pull up and then the thruster bar muscle up one.
Yeah, that wasn't enough on the weight side.
No, you're right. But I liked what it did though.
Yes.
I mean, like there that was a way that everyone, or at least, and I don't mean that everyone on the top end.
Stopgap one, not
right.
the weight.
Exactly. Well, exactly. Maybe that's the case. It still, I think, needed to go to something other than that. I agree with Chase that it was to make it, if it's going to be bar muscle ups like that, either by how many you're going to do, or you need to make sure that you pre-fatigue everyone before they get to the bar muscle up a little bit more. So whether it was like toes to bar, or pull-ups, then chest to bar, then bar muscle, something like that, whatever. Yeah. But that idea, okay. I really hope that it is not the classic programming that we've seen in the past, because there is a different purpose for the Open this time. It can't just be cardio bunny stuff because we get heavier at regions or regionals, or we get heavier at quarterfinals, or it really doesn't matter here. We'll get to like the skill stuff afterwards, and we want everyone to participate. What we want is we want a lot of people to play and a lot of people to keep playing.
You know why?
Is what we need.
You just made a great point. With programming being the Wild West again, which, like it or don't like it, I think that puts an even greater emphasis, more than we already have, on why this test should be the most complete test you can make to get these people out into the masses of what these events are going to be. Because if all the programming is going to be different, I think, I can't remember if it was Tyler or Spin or both of them, made an argument of, like, I like standardized programming just because I like to see other people and compare on what they did. But it was a great comment. He's like, but that's just going to get the same type of athletes to the CrossFit Games. I'm like, okay, that's a fair point. And if it's not a balanced test, then that's a worse statement, because it's like, yeah, it was totally gymnastics heavy programming for everybody. So all we got were just these little, bodyweight ninjas to the CrossFit Games, and then why balanced programming is so important, which is the basis of this whole podcast. Larry, I signed up Shotgun Style this year. I wanted to support CrossFit, knowing
Shogun style.
Shogun Style. Oh, what is that?
Samurai.
Yeah.
Like knowing you're gonna die.
I like it.
Tom
Look at that.
Cruise. Come on.
Very
Come
honorable.
on.
Yeah.
Come on, Chase.
Very,
Come
very
on.
honorable.
You got to get with
All
it, man.
My bad.
This was a really good comment that you just ruined.
Yeah, sorry, Larry. Great.
Well, okay, but going back to what you're saying though, like I get that point, but if
sorry, the ending point of that was that we need to make sure that we give that testing arena of semifinals the right group with the right filter.
I see. So
That's
yeah.
where I land the plane.
So you basically you get your fit, you make sure that the correct fit people go there, and then it's like, okay, now test whatever you want to test.
Right, like everybody here got tested appropriately. This is the top 1% of the fittest people in the world based off the Open because of what was programmed. And we sit there and can stand by that. Now test these people how you want to. Please do a good job, right? Don't screw this up, people. And then send them to the CrossFit Games. I know.
I'm worried.
Yeah.
Of course.
No, I agree completely. Like you want the actual fittest 1%. And it's really hard to do in 3 workouts. I think 3 workouts hamstrings you. Like you weren't hamstrung in the past with 5 workouts. 3 workouts, you almost, like you guys said, have to have a 2-part. You don't have to, but it's likely that you're going to have a 2-parter, and now it's skewed towards the weightlifter. It's always going to be. It's never not going to be. But that does lean towards, like, if you're just the 1%, because all those people can lift weights. Right. You know what I mean? Like it skews it for general population 100%, but for the 1%, they all can lift heavy weights, so it doesn't skew them as bad. I don't think. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, totally.
But I'm 100% with you. It does put an onus on Dave that you need to find the actual fittest 1% and not like, oh, it's a 1% engine biased or a 1% gymnastic biased or strength biased, like 100%.
Now, and the only time we've really ever seen, the best time that we've ever seen that applied was first cut at the games.
Correct.
So
in one event.
In one event. And I think that when Dave was programming that, he had, this is why I think it's really, I hope that Dave and the programming team, Dave and Boz and the team that they have,
can do it.
That they are thinking that, like, how do we get the right people through with this important? Because now, again, the Open is back to having, we used to talk about this before, the Open had 2 prongs. It was, I have to make sure we get the right people through, and then we have to make it, whatever the accessible part and fun and all that kind of thing. But now it's all of those, it's almost 3 prongs now. We got to make it fun and accessible for people to get in. But then also we need to make sure that we're getting that 1% out, which they're going to anyway. Like Spin already said, it's like it's easy for our elite athletes in our sport, in our space, to get through. So fine, it really doesn't matter what sort of things you have, but it is important to make sure that, like, we want to test the fitness on the high-end skill and the high-end strength and the high-end endurance. But now that Community Cup element is there.
Right.
And that is, if they just say, oh, well, wherever you finish, that's your level.
No.
I just think that is going to take what the Community Cup can be and blow it up and, like, destroy it. Like, because it has to be something that's important.
Yeah. No, that's a fantastic point. I mean, like, I think of guys like guys like Bryson, right? Like his level of fitness. Like that is like the level where you want the right 1% to make it of people in that level. And like his level or above, I would put him in like the bottom sphere of that level. It's so important for the right people to make it to the 1% in that skill category.
Yep.
Or that fitness category. And the programming matters so much for that category of fitness. A ridiculous amount.
Yeah. Let me ask this question real quick. Josh said, serious question. Great question.
This question.
First, hold on. Let me answer it first, and then Bill can just be ready, Josh. First time to do Open. If I do scaled one workout, do I have to continue scaled every workout? No, you don't. But what will happen is if you do a scaled workout, you would be placed below the last person who does an RX workout. So say like me in a burpee pull-up with one arm, I could do one of those and I did it RX, I would be ranked ahead of you even if you did burpee jumping pull-ups and you did 150 of them. That's how it works. Now, can you do RX in the other two? Yes, you will. What that will do though, it'll skew your level a little bit because you got such a low placing on the leaderboard because you did it scaled. Not saying that's a bad thing, but if you want to see where your true level is at, and this is what Bill was talking about that was wonderful about, okay, yeah, we need the right 1% with the right test, right? We also need the right levels for the community cup, right? I don't want to be in a level 4 because I scaled one workout, but then I did well decently in the other ones when I should have been a level 6. And now I'm in the wrong division, and now I'm just like Godzilla in Tokyo.
Yeah, but here's what you do with that, Josh. Like, you do the RX version until you can't do that movement anymore, even if it's halfway in the first round, and then it hits muscle ups and you can't do it. Then you're done. You warmed up for the actual workout. You log that as your RX score, and then do the scaled version of the workout. That way you still can do the workout.
John.
You still do the workout. You get the full stimulus, but then you put your RX score of 8 reps because that's what your actual fitness level is 8 reps of the RX level.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you should be ahead of everybody that was at 7 reps or all the scaled people that didn't do it. You should be ahead of those people. So you just do that, log your RX score, no matter how like much it is, unless it's like the only workout ever that started with ring muscle ups.
True.
You will have some reps, and then do this, and then it's a warm up for the scaled workout, and then I would do it with the community or the class, do the scaled version of the workout.
Yes. That was a perfect example. Thank you so much for saying that, John, because that is exactly what I tell everyone. There are so many people who are afraid, well, I can't do that. Well, so what? Try to get a rep in the RX, and then you're not going to be tired yet.
Oh.
Go back and do the next one.
John's mom is in the open.
We've officially guilt tripped the whole young
Yeah,
that is
it. We have 3 youngs that just signed up during this show. Guys, we are at 13. We are so close to my brain not wanting to crack in the middle. Sorry, Bill. Continue.
I was going to say, what do you guys think about not having a scaled division? That it's just the one division, but now you have the way that it's written up. I mean, whether it's it's only 3, right?
I think.
What if you had 3 building workouts?
If they did 3 building workouts, I wouldn't mind it, but they're not going to do that every year. Every year is not going to be every workout's a building workout.
Well, I mean, there are going to be some. Okay, I mean, could you have 7 minutes of burpees on there?
Yeah,
of course you could. I mean, it's not what's gonna separate you. It's gonna be your level of fitness, and that's gonna be something that can be put into the categories. If it's something that it's a overhead squat and pull-ups, you have every 3 minutes, and it builds and it adds and it adds. Or they could do any of those that kind of work.
Can't overhead squat though. Like I think the scaled has to be there. I get what I get it, yeah. But like you're excluding a population.
The only thing, so
if I'm in level 1, what population would I be in? I mean, like, how am I excluding them? They're going to have
like if they can't go to depth on an overhead squat.
Yeah,
and they're going to do wall ball squats instead.
Here's the thing: could that be a thing with how the community cup? Maybe I would say is for this, first go. Let's not do too much more moving and shaking.
I just really feel if we want the community cup to be what it's supposed to be, that we need to lean into what the community cup is supposed to. And the community cup isn't for level 7. Mm-hmm. The community cup is for 10 through 1.
True. And they will get their version. They'll get a scaled version of it
at their competition. And so we need to have one board that goes across the line to put everyone in that.
Yeah. No, I get it.
That thing.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Bill.
I'm not trying to discriminate against anyone. I want people in.
No. I'm 100% on board. I just think everybody would have to have that mindset and I don't think everybody would.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Well,
too.
okay. Well, all right. Well,
Our group obviously would be. That's fine. That's great. You know what I mean? But like, you got Democrats in the world.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So okay, so I got into a discussion with Adrian about this,
Yeah.
and he was saying he likes the scaled division because he has his older population and wants to make sure that people can get involved and they aren't afraid to do it. I get it. However, if I look at any other event, and I'm not even talking CrossFit, I'm talking city to sea run, and they'll have like the 5 mile fun run, and they'll have the whatever, like they will have the easier version, but I don't get to do the 5 mile fun run and only run a mile of it because I'm 75. I just go in there and I walk it as long as I can. It takes me whatever. I mean, like I hear what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
I just feel that like at some point we have to lean into what the community cup is supposed to be in the programming of that.
So you don't think there's
rather than
modifications for masters athletes?
What?
You don't think there should be any modification for masters athletes? Like a 70-year-old grandma? Like, I get what you're saying, but like if you go that far, one is that the CrossFit Open is different than everything. Is like then they just won't sign up.
No. I'm talking scaled divisions. If you have an age group division,
right? But you just use the 70-year-old person example.
Well, because when Adrian was talking about that, he was saying,
got it.
He was saying that he wanted that division so that he could have his aging population be able to do it. Which I mean, like they have that. When you're a masters, they started at 55. That's where they make the first big break. And and then they go to 65, and that's another break.
Yeah,
they'll probably do something with their 70 division this year.
Yeah, I get it. Before we go anywhere, because we're not going, we're going to shift gears to 25.1 announcement. There's 200 people here, Bill. Woo! And it's got to be John, because we haven't had this many people on a show in a while, and John hasn't been on in a while. And so you guys are welcome for covering up John's face. We're at 13 open signups live on this show.
Give us two more.
Scan the QR code. 2 more. If you want to give us 7 more, great. But 2 more, fantastic. But if you haven't signed up, there's no way all 202 of you have signed up for the Open yet. And if you're on the fence, off the fence, come on to the playground with us in the Open. Get your foot on the starting line. Sign up now. Let us know in the comments that you did it and what year it is. And then we'll add to it. Signed up. Yes.
Hey, what's the most we've had? What did we have on the first day?
No, don't leave, Travis. The most we had, I think we had 27 on the first day. And then we had another 10 from that show that watched the show later.
Wow.
Which is awesome. But that was on day 1. We're sitting at 14 now.
There we go. Boom.
Do we have another one?
Beck Jacob.
Beck got
Hey, what have you been doing, Beck? You've been on these shows. Oh, yes. I'll worry about rotator, bicep tendon fix. Yeah, bro. Yeah, don't worry about that. Just get on the rings, man. That's what I used to be told when I first started CrossFit. Just pull harder.
See what happens.
Yeah. All right, we're at 15. Yes. Larry said, I think Chase is right. We should definitely be scaling the cardio on Masters. Okay, yeah. I'll admit I have 164 devices streaming. Yeah, well, listen, that's 163 that could be signing up for the Open right now. Hopefully all those aren't on the show. That would be, I'm like, oh. All right. There was one of the best promo videos for an Open announcement that I have seen maybe ever, but definitely in the last 7 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the announcement of an Open workout.
Here comes Haley Adams. The force is strong with Haley Adams. Here comes Austin Hatfield, and Austin Hatfield picks up his first semifinals event win. He is locking down the top spot. Roman Quennicott is reigning right now.
I'm your host, Rory McKernan.
Oh, baby!
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Chase Ingram.
It's going to be close.
So good.
So good.
The comic books is awesome.
I'm excited for the athlete matchup. Haley Adams, Hatfield. Look how far Austin Hatfield has come. Open announcement.
He's been there, man.
Dude.
Y'all just now realizing it.
It's true. Like he's the greatest CrossFitter to ever live, and now he's going to the home of the greatest CrossFitter to ever live.
Listen, give it 7 years, and you're gonna laugh that you said that.
Here's what I wasn't being too tongue in cheek there. Is of all the excitement that I have for this, and I'm going to have Rory McKernan back as the host. Is by far, for me, the most exciting part about this. Like, Rory McKernan, was the best man for the job to host an open announcement. And that is the welcome, the come out there by himself with the mic and just bring everybody. Like, Rory McKernan was the ultimate pro. If you guys have ever heard the phrase, "I'll see you on the leaderboard," that was Rory's line, right? So if all you guys using that, what is the word I'm trying to say? Like, you think it's like, that's Rory's line. Rory made it up. Okay? That's Rory's. It was beautiful. Mwah. I'll see you on the leaderboard. What the best sign off ever. I'm so excited to have Rory McKernan back hosting the open announcement. I wish he would do all of them. I don't know if he's going to do all of them, but I know we're getting him for 25.1, and that is the most excited thing I am about this whole announcement.
I'll tell you what, if they aren't using him for all of them, whoever is after him, I am
Good
sorry.
luck.
I'm sorry. That
Good
is
luck.
so bad.
Is he amped up? Do you know?
Yes.
Dude, that guy, he's such a
He
professional
texted me
when
and
it
was
comes to
like,
that.
"You ready to run this shit back?" I'm like,
Let's
Oh,
do
dude.
it.
I'm ready to run this
Let's
shit back, bro. I can't wait.
That's so great, man.
I can't
That's gonna be amazing.
I'm super thankful to be asked to be a part of this for the first week. But like, just even if I wasn't, thank you for getting Rory for this first one. I know it's at CrossFit Mayhem, and thank you to Mayhem for opening the doors. I've never been to Cookeville. I've never been there. I'm pumped, right? That atmosphere is going to be like like we just said, some of the best open announcements we have ever had. We're just in affiliates where the people were just going crazy, and that's going to happen at Mayhem. And I'm so excited for this open announcement.
I think that was a great pick. I mean, if for nothing else, that's such a big gym with a huge community already that you can't go wrong. You will instantly have a massive audience.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what that whole thing was, that tight knit, everyone all close, like right around all the weights, and Rory in there doing his thing, and it's gonna be nuts, man.
Vicky, $25 to anybody who wants it. All right.
Who's in?
Awesome. Who's in?
Who's in?
Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it?
It costs 25. I thought it was only 20.
I mean, tax.
Oh,
Who knows? Just a little over. But I'm what a great way to kick off the year. I was talking to someone I was like, I talked to somebody who made the graphics there, which is their new live media person, Kenna, who's fantastic. And she's like, "What do you think about the superhero stuff?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What do I think about the superhero stuff?" She goes, "Why do you think we use that?" I'm like, "That's awesome."
That's a big win right there.
Yeah, dude, that was
huge.
awesome. Oh, Nick, you're gonna be there?
Hell
yeah.
They should post on Instagram like a card and like have like pros or strengths and weaknesses. Just
Like
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, superhero cards, right?
Yeah.
Strength,
And
agility.
yeah, Haley Adams and Roman and Austin, and just have their strengths and weaknesses, and just have like
They should hit up Barkley and get all that info.
front of the
because
card,
Barkley
back
has
of the
all that with
card.
Apollo. Barkley, get on that,
Fine.
Apollo.
You are killing it today.
You're welcome. Listen, I get paid nothing for this. Like,
You are killing
what,
it.
what,
No, you know what it is? It's
Tyler
because
used to
he's
say
not
this.
sleeping anymore. He's not sleeping, so he has all these extra hours in the day to come up with great ideas.
You're basically fasted 24/7, which you probably have never done
I'm just
more than
thinking
30
very,
minutes
very
without
clearly.
consuming food. Now your brain is just
It's
you're in
access.
ketosis, just killing it, bro.
Thank you. Yeah. I think what Tyler came up with this, but my mind is ready to be paid. So whenever y'all are ready for it, I got this all day.
That's great. Okay, superhero cards for the Open athletes. That just a cool post, right?
Yeah, just an Instagram post. That's it.
Card, strength, weakness. Next one, strength, weakness. Or those could be the graphics for the show.
It could be. Yeah.
They announce the athletes or both. Lightning bolt, boom. Roman Krinikov. Strengths and weaknesses.
I mean, and honestly, like you can make Roman a little bit of a villain if you wanted to. The Russian Shrek, whatever, like if you're okay to go, like let's go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like John's long lost Russian brother, who's way bigger and fitter. And
I don't think he's way bigger right now.
Oh, that's great. But I'm super pumped, and I can't wait for this. It's just going to be, I think it's going to be great, right? And it's a hell of a way to kick off the season. It should get everybody excited. The 15 of you guys that signed up while we're going to the show, thank you so much. You guys, keep this fun. This is fun. This is the most fun we will have as a CrossFit community all year long. We will not have and maybe Community Cup will be better. I don't know what that is. I haven't done it yet. However, I know what the Open is. This is my 15th year in a row. I've been hurt for 2 of them, and I did them anyways. I signed up, did it with one arm, right? I had surgery in the midst of one of them. In 2012, I had surgery in the middle of the Open. But it is the most
jerk with 225, right? In a long time.
Yes, right? Yeah, that was quarterfinals. I originally finished the job doing a clean and jerk at 225, and then it rolls around again in the quarterfinals, and I'm like, I haven't done this in 2 years, and I go and do 10 of them.
Right.
Right. So they say the magic of the Open, and that is not like a goofy media thing. Like there is just cool things happen in the Open, right? Whether you feel like you're ready or you're on the fence or you're uninspired, this is going to be the leapfrog thing to do all of those things for you. So get to your gym, go start training. I know it's 2 weeks away, but sign up for the Open, and it'll change your whole approach to everything. So thank you guys for signing up for the show. Bill, John, thank you guys for hopping on here. We'll be back on Friday because the Glassman Shipper is back. The CrossFit Journal returns, and we are talking about the pull-up. And if it is anything like the push-up, we are going to get absolute gold out of that simple. I mean, remember we're halfway through the push-up, son of a bitch, I've been doing push-ups all wrong.
I know. I still have a guy in the gym that does honest push-ups on a regular basis now. Yeah. He loves it.
So I'm super pumped. But thank you guys for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the show. That promo was awesome. We'll walk it out with the promo one more time. See you Friday.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the announcement of the Open workout.
And here comes Haley Adams. The force is strong with Haley Adams. Here comes Austin Hatfield, and Austin Hatfield picks up his first semifinals event win. He is locking down the top spot. Roman Krinikov is reigning right now.
I'm your host, Rory McKernan.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Chase Ingram.
It's going to be close.